All right, let's just do radio checks with everybody. Stephen?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm going to go back to my movie shortly. Yeah.
Okay, it won't be much longer. Adrian?
Heck is fine.
George? No, unmute. George and Battis, unmute.
George, unmuted.
Okay, there we go. Still trying to figure out your fucking your what's the name? Dwarf name. Man. Come, somebody help me. Who's the mining dwarf?
All of them.
7 of them.
You actually 100% right on that one. Okay, well, we got a choice quickly for George. Doc, grumpy, happy, sleepy, bashful, sleazy, or dopey?
This is the whole lot.
You know what? That I think we need to name a bashful. Because George is not fucking shy or kind-hearted. He can't be. He just considered himself all 7. I mean, how kind is that? All right, so there we go. Mr. George is bashful from now on. Okay, what I was saying is this. I think what maybe I should do is let each and every, without doing the training, let each and every single one of you have an attempt at the exam. Without the training. Without reading the manual.
Okay.
Stephen, your comments.
Yeah, let's give it a try. Like before the course, then do the course, and then do it again.
All right, Stephen.
Can we nominate it a percentage for ourselves?
Okay, I don't know where Stephen has gone unless he's died.
I gotta go watch that movie.
No, so I kind of lost half the topic because my signal just faded out. I don't know what happened there.
Okay, what I was saying is quite simply, I think I should let the guys that are on the net tonight do this exam without doing the training or reading the manual, the induction training.
Yeah.
And we see what the results are.
Well, you can do that. But
Okay.
I got no hope for any of them. I know your tests, they're too hard.
See, Stephen.
Fuck it, we might as well call Stephen grumpy.
Prove me wrong.
2, 3, 4, 5. We need 2 more people to make up the full 7 dwarf team on this net.
Who's going to be the
If you
sleeping?
put your percentages, you know what? You actually, I take it back. If you put your percentages together, you might pass.
You know,
Well,
I'm
let's try. I
trying
think
to
it's a
drink
good-
coffee, Stephen.
No, nobody got that. Okay.
It's not a bad idea, Chad, because it also teaches you the efficacy, with that big word that comes with this COVID vaccine, efficacy of the training as well.
All right.
Oh, there the kettle goes.
Yeah, that's me. I told you I'm making coffee.
Oh, okay. 2 sugars with milk. Oh, no, I don't take sugar. Sorry. Thanks,
All right,
Steve.
no, I'll put no sugar in. It's fine.
I thought he was asking Amy to make the coffee. That's why I said I also want one, love. So I better.
No, I said to her, she wants some coffee, love.
So I almost called Stephen love. No, fuck, he's definitely grumpy. He's you can't.
Okay, well, it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea to do the test. I would agree, and then see. I still think 90% is high, and we did stand by that. let's see what the results are and then base it on that. And then maybe the percentage can be that high, you know?
Is it multiple choice?
Yeah,
I
it
won't,
is.
I won't pass it at 90%. I'll be honest. I'll have to write it 7 times.
But you read through the manual.
No, actually, I've glanced over it. I wouldn't say I've read through it.
Come on, Stephen. Don't be so modest.
I've glanced through it. No, I've been very busy at work. It's taken over my life.
Okay, so now, look, I think for now, I wonder if the part, Adrian, is your email open? Can you check your email quickly?
Will do.
Yes.
Ben, you got a light on your head.
That's why we're talking about the 7 dwarfs.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
I'm giving you
ceiling light.
5 minutes and I'm going to watch my movie.
All right.
I want to forget what I was watching it for.
No, man, you won't forget. Who else has got it? George. George, you're going to do this exam.
I'll give it a go, yeah. If it's on the website, I'll give it a go, yeah.
It's on the website. Check your email and see if you get anything.
Yeah, right.
So I need P and S now. Adrian, did you get email?
I did.
Yes, it's, the link arrived.
Has it got your password there?
Yep.
Let me just go and double check. Yeah, it's got a username and a password, Chair.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Ted, I'm going to cop out now. So everybody have a good evening. Let me
Okay,
carry on.
Grumpy.
Okay,
Yeah,
Stephen.
have a good one.
Good one.
Bye, everybody.
Cheers.
Let me know the results. Cheers. Bye.
Yeah, no, I'll send you, John, and I will discuss the results there, Stephen. But remember, start using the bloody cert network.
Yeah, no, I will. I'll put my radio onto the battery. That's what I need to do
Okay,
because it's only on the battery manually. Okay, thanks. Ciao.
cool, bye.
Bye.
All right, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see how you guys do with this exam. It's 100 questions. It's a combination of, well, it's all multiple choice, really. However, you will probably get 2 essay questions. And in all honesty, you could probably answer that essay in less than 5 minutes each.
So it's a 24-hour questionnaire.
Some people's children, you know.
Some of our people still have to work, Chad.
Dude, it's 8 o'clock on a Sunday night. What's your problem?
You don't do this 8 o'clock on a Sunday evening.
Yes, correct.
Adrian, are they busy knocking you that side? Is this your crowd?
No, nothing on my side happening.
No, on the cert frequency.
Yeah, there's activity on the net, yes. Connectivity on the frequency.
Yeah, I wish I could get my DVR dongle to work properly. I need to find out who this DMR crowd is that's coming through here. I need their talk group.
Can you decode it when you have a dongle, SDR dongle up?
Yeah, there's 2 software packages that you can install, and it'll actually decode it, and the log window will show you the time slot and the talk group.
Okay, if I've got a gap this week, I'll see if I can get my SDR running on the other machine now.
I'll send you the name of the two applications. I just, for the life of me, mine just doesn't receive. Not even on 2 meters. I just cannot get it to fucking work.
Okay, no.
I can't get, even without the DMR software installed on it, the decoders on it. That thing is deaf, totally deaf. Now, I don't know if it is my build or what it is. I actually need a copy of somebody else's a card to put in here and test if my dongle actually does work.
Okay, what type of a dongle have you got, Chad?
That DVR-T, DVT, DV whatever.
Oh, that small little one with a 820 chip in it.
That's it.
Looks like an oversized USB drive.
That's the one.
Okay, I've got one of those as well. Okay, but with this laptop situation that I had over here, I've got the second one is now up and running, and I have COM ports again, so I can continue with my hardware development now because I needed that as well.
Yeah.
So this next 2 days or 3 days is going to be hectic, busy again on my side.
Okay. All right, so there you go. You guys got the log on to the exam. Please go and give it a bash. I think you've got to do it in one sitting. So, you know, if you read carefully and read quickly and just think carefully, have a look and see, and we'll see what we're going to do with the whole thing moving forward, because I would like to start the training probably in March. You know, and the problem is now a lot of the other amateurs and CERT volunteers are not going to understand what I'm about to say. Induction training is not only to teach you who we are, what we are, who we are not, what we are not, but also to provide you with the tools to talk to others. And that is an important one, especially if you're out in the field. Batters will know. When you're out on an operation and people don't know who you are, they can be full of shit. He's done enough events to know that you still run into the idiot. And it's the idiot that can cause problems and cost a life. So the induction training for me definitely is vital. The emergency communications is the second one. Amateur procedures and NCOM procedures are chalk and cheese. And I think what has happened over the last year is these agents have been talking to our volunteers and have caused them to drop back. I know for a fact, look, one of the volunteers categorically told me August, September, somewhere there now, maybe October, November, that if they do come up on our nets, the club can lose the repeater. And that's why they are not coming up on the net. So that intimidation definitely is impacting our operations amongst the volunteers, but not only as CERT, most definitely as radio amateurs, because where is everybody? Look, even the novice net on a Tuesday night, 1, 2, maybe 3 people come up. It's Karen, Nick, myself. Gordon comes up every now and again. And then every week it's 1 or 2, if we're lucky, of the new amateurs that have come on board in the last 2 years. Pierre, when we qualified, how many of us were on a net? With
Yeah,
Nick?
there were lots, eh?
Batters,
There were lots of us.
George,
Yeah.
hey?
The one time we counted 14.
Yeah, and we were doing it how many times a week?
I must say, if I look at the Pretoria repeater, the Pretoria repeater is busy. I tell you, but yeah, the guys is not giving each other a hard time, but they chatting. I mean, they now on there already from the time that I started. They all chatting away. So I can't believe why Westland one is so quiet.
Well,
and even Santon and Joburg also very quiet.
look, I actually stopped listening to Santon because of Michael and his CW.
Yeah. Oh yeah. True as well.
Yeah.
Okay, but now he's running CW through the Joburg club, but he's doing well. You know, one thing I'll say about Michael on the CW, it is a facet of amateur radio. I'm not anti-amateur radio. I'm anti the cunt. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
You know, so Michael and Joburg have given Michael the opportunity. Pierre, you are on that class. And Michael is doing bloody well there. I take my hat off to him. The thing is, Michael's not on. Eh?
No, we every Monday evening at 7 o'clock on 6:50, Michael gives us advanced CW classes, and then on Tuesday, Wednesday, I give CW classes to the newbies, also on 6:50 at 7 o'clock. So if you guys want to listen in, you're welcome.
Okay, now what I was going to say is, even though Michael is doing these classes, 6:50 during the day is still quiet.
Yeah.
It's not used. 7875 is quiet. 625 is quiet. Those are the 3 that I've got running here from the time I switch everything on in the morning till I switch off at night. The 700, I've run out of radios now. I don't have a 700 that I can put in. But the repeaters are quiet. Yet the radio amateurs are told that if they in actual fact do something, then the club or clubs can lose their repeaters. Or they are told that if they're not club members, they're not allowed to use the repeater. We need to get these guys back on air. I phoned somebody else at the beginning of December, and in all honesty, never expected to have such a fight with the guy. Because of things that had been said. You know, so somewhere along the line, we're gonna have to do something, because it's worse than it ever was. I mean, our novice net was twice a week. starting at 7. Some nights we finished at 11.
Mm.
We didn't start 7:30. It was cheers. We were still going on at fucking 11:30 at night. Some nights we used to close the net at 9:30, and then a couple of us would stay on until 11:30. Still talking the same subject. What happened?
I don't know.
I haven't been back to the club, so I don't know either.
Yeah, no, look, as I said to Stephen this morning, you know, Philip stood here in my office and told me, look, if you don't like the way that the club is doing things, then maybe you should just fuck off and start your own club. That was the nail in the coffin for me. I mean, for fuck's sakes, George and Batters, I don't know if you guys have been to the TJ Club, but I'll tell you what, they do a lot more.
Yeah, they're active. Yeah.
They are extremely active. And not just in like competitions.
But that's the idea that I got from Westrand, is that they're more focused nowadays on winning competitions than really using the system that it was designed for.
You know what? We all know the West Rand Club. We know the workbench in the radio room. Have any of you worked on that workbench?
Mm-mm.
Have any of you done any electronics in that club at all except for the antenna board?
No.
You see,
Nothing.
if you're not one of the pops, you can't touch anything on the fucking workbench. They have apoplexy. Like, wow. Seriously? I'm actually considering, look, I'm busy with the disaster area damage assessment manual now, so that I can put together the entire CERT concept in you know, bring it all together, and through the various training, everybody will have an understanding of what we ought to be doing, what we will be doing. And it will also give us that categoric purpose that can be presented to disaster management in terms of what we will be doing. That they can have some, what's the word I'm looking for? Faith.
No idea.
Faith in what we do. But when this is done, I actually want to write a letter to the Minister of Communications in ICASA. I want to put it out there that in actual fact, there are certain things that need to be included in the regulations in order to protect the rights of emergency communicators within or on the amateur radio bands. This constant automated transmission of club call signs, weather, other information, and CW is actually denying us our right to providing emergency communications as a service. I want to put a document together and submit it to ICASA.
And let's say they take now away our frequencies. With what we're going to sit then?
Why would they take? That's a good question. Why would they take away our frequencies?
If it's not used, they will.
No. Hang on a second. You see, that is now the lie that certain club members tell all of us. There is a loser. use it or lose it principle on the commercial bands, because the commercial bands are in extremely high demand. However, the International Radio Union has declared this portion, I need to find where my camera is, this portion is amateur. And not even ICASA can take it away from us. If you stop and think about this for a minute. But then others will come forward and say, well, that's not true, because look at the 60-meter band, for example. We hear every few months, this country has now allowed the amateurs this portion of the 60-meter band. You know what people don't realize is that before the International Radio Union, or the International Telecommunications Union, the ITU, allocate the band for amateur use, that band is already in the commercial market. And various regulators could have businesses operating there. So in 2000, when ITU says that portion can now go for amateur, the regulator can't get the commercial entity to change equipment overnight. They have to allow them a migration period, which could take several years. Look at this, what has happened with the migrating of the analog TV network to the digital TV network. It's 10 years in the making. This business that the Philips and the Jets and the older crowd are constantly saying, but ICASA will take it away. No, they can't. But SAL fights so hard to keep it. No, SAL is nothing but a lobby group. That's all. Take SAL out of the picture, ICASA is still obligated to ITU regulation. The only people that can take it away from us is the ITU. That's not going to happen. When you look at the IARU's constitution, amateur radio is declared as a service, not as a hobby. It's a service. And one of the facets, besides self-training, technical investigation, intercommunication, the other aspect is providing emergency communications. However, my brain was working overtime now this week at 3 o'clock in the morning, because there was something in that constitution that caught my attention at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm actually opening it up here, because it says, within this constitution, the following terms shall have meanings defined below. Amateur service, a radio communication service for the purpose of self-training, intercommunication, and technical investigations carried out by amateurs, not hobbyists. That is, by duly authorized persons interested in radio technique, solely with the personal aim and without pecuniary interest. Now, the thing that actually does come up here, nowhere in this constitution does it say anything about emergency communications. Wait, it does. There we go. Its objectives shall be the protection, promotion, and advancement of the amateur and amateur satellite services within the framework of regulations established by the ITU, and to provide support to member societies in the pursuit of these objectives at the national level, with special reference to the following: representation of interest of amateur radio at and between conferences. B, encouragement of agreements between national amateur radio societies. C, the enhancement of amateur radio as a means of self-training for young people. That's the one the pops don't like. Promotion of technical and scientific investigations in the field of radio communication. So those are the ones that the competition guys don't like. Promotion of amateur radio as a means of providing relief. This is where my problem came in, and now it's confirmed. In the event of natural disasters. By definition, worldwide, a natural disaster is what would have been termed an act of God, i.e. earthquakes and floods and fires. And reading that does not include man-made disasters. In other words, if a building collapses due to bad planning, the amateur service shouldn't be used. You see that there's a very, very anonymous statement, natural disaster, that by virtue of the way that it is written, excludes man-made disasters. However, our regulations provide us with the authority in the case of an emergency where the safety of life and limb is at stake. That opens up the door to all kinds of emergencies. That includes motor vehicle accidents, home accidents or otherwise. And as radio amateurs, with CW being transmitted over a fucking repeater at 2 o'clock in the morning, our amateur radio operators who have an interest in providing an emergency communication service to radio amateurs are being restricted from doing so because of the CW or weather report. Because we can't fucking sleep with this shit at night. So if George, who lives on his own, accidentally falls at 2 o'clock in the morning because he tripped over the neighbor's cat slipped in on the way to him going for a pee, drags himself to the radio, he's going to call till the cows come home. Nobody's there to help him. Our rights as emergency communicators are being violated in terms of that regulation. And to be quite honest with you, I'd like to take this conversation on to 625. But I need somebody to come up and discuss it with me. Not now, but at an appropriate time when we know we got ears listening. Because it's time to stir the boat and to give us the opportunity to do what we have decided we would like to do. Pierre, how do you feel?
Great himself. Oh, sorry, Pierre.
No, no, I would also like to, like you said, I would also like to keep my radio on at night. But if I have to listen to this stuff every half an hour or every hour, the CW and the time being called out, and then the weather and this, that, and the other, then I will definitely not keep my radio on. So maybe we must one day take this on 6 to 5 and have a chat about it and see like who crawls out of the woodwork, so to speak.
Yeah, no, well, look, I know I'm recording this, and I'll probably make this recording available to everybody in any event, but those fucking cowards at the West Rand Club will do it underhandedly in any event. They won't crawl out of the woodwork. I know Nick is listening. Nick was probably there tonight. Philip was probably there tonight. But they fucking cowards. They do things underhanded with intimidation. I'm sorry. Battis, your comments on what I said. We've got 3 minutes, 2 minutes left.
And I already reported it to them. I sent you that whole thing that I reported, this whole CW thing that's popping up, and it's a real irritation to everybody. So I already done the first step. So yeah, it's just, I think we must just go and do somebody else. I also have to start complaining about it, but yeah, it is going to be a mission.
Did you get a reply on it, by the way?
Yeah, he said he will look into it and get back to us, and never did.
All right, don't you want to do a follow-up on that email? Let's give them a little bit of opportunity. And then maybe we'll do it on the group, and we'll set the time, we'll just check and see when a good time will be that people are there listening, specifically. And then maybe bring it up and say, listen, yeah, how do we go about complaining about this? And state your reasons, because I want to verbalize it, that I want to put it into ICASA.
The main thing is, if they keep on, this whole thing tell us it's a West Rand repeater from the, what do you call it, Echolink. But really, if they, that's why it's written on the thing. When you log into it, it tells you it's a repeater. Why do you want it on the channel as well?
Agreed. George, quickly, 30 seconds.
Yeah, I stopped listening on 625 and 650. I just stay updated with WhatsApp messages. Every now and then I turn on my handheld. I can't really pass a proper opinion, but yeah, I've calmed down a lot to that radio.
Okay, why? 10 seconds.
Because it just doesn't grab me. It's quite too quiet. It's quiet.
Okay, Adrian.
Luckily, I would have had a handheld next to my bed, but with all this noise that it makes, my radio is in the study, and that's about 30 yards from my bed. So yeah, it doesn't bother me at the moment, but as you say, I would have liked it done. Maybe we should do it at a novice net, and we know when Nick's ears is there.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We do it on Tuesday night when they ask for a subject, and we bring it up. Battis, you want to join us on Tuesday?
I'll try my best.
Okay, then we'll touch sides on WhatsApp. Let's go stir the pot. Cheers, everybody. Less than a minute. It's going to kick out and all the rest of it. Catch next. We'll catch you during the week, okay?